do you recommend, just from a psychological standpoint, being around them? We got the holidays coming up.
So I love that you asked this question because, you know, there is a push, I think just a societal norm that if somebody is your family, that they are entitled to your time. And I think the answer is absolutely not. So if you are going into a situation where you have family members, where you have close friends who you know have voted in ways that are against you, like what you said, against your livelihood, and it's completely fine to not be around those people and to tell them why, you know, to say, I have a problem with the way that you voted because it went against my very livelihood and I'm not going to be around you this holiday. I need to take some space for me. And I actually talk to, you know, adults as well as advising parents for children. I mean, I think, you know, I don't think that you should force children. I don't think you should force adults to be around people just because they're your family. I think there's a level of, you know, need to establish boundaries. And if you feel like you need to establish boundaries with people, whether they're your family or not.
Ultimately, it didn't matter how many celebrities like Taylor Swift identified as childless cat ladies to endorse Kamala. Indeed, one can argue the celebrity endorsements did more harm than good. Sure, Kamala Harris effectively used the likes of Beyonce, Eminem and Bruce Springsteen to get crowds who expected a free concert to her rallies, but the deranged ramblings of celebrities like Robert De Niro, Cardi B and Oprah Winfrey proved completely ineffective in boosting the Democrats' vote. When you're struggling to afford your mortgage payments or put food on the table, the last thing you care about is what Jennifer Lopez has to say about democracy. The second Trump term cannot come soon enough. He has assembled a formidable team with broad appeal. He's got a literal genius in his team, Elon Musk. He's got former Democrats like Tulsi Gabbard. He's got Robert F. Kennedy Jr. There's Vivek Ramaswamy and J.D. Vance. The future is bright for the Republicans and for America. But Trump's triumph has seen the left emoting wildly, which, to be honest, is enormously entertaining. And it's quite clear that there is Australians losing their minds over this famous victory. And sadly, almost all of them are low information fools who've swallowed the nonsense the media has fed them. When you ask them why they hate Donald Trump, it becomes apparent very quickly that they are clueless. And talking about clueless, let's take a second to marvel at just how uniquely awful the Kamala Harris and Tim Walz team were. Radical left ideology with terrible records in their respective states. Kamala is inept, unlikable, inauthentic. Walz is just a weirdo. And trust me when I say, if they didn't outspend Trump 3-1, they would have lost California and New York. Today, Tim Walz shared this message of unity and common understanding.
Swallow a little bit of pride and look a little harder to find common ground with our neighbors who didn't vote like we did in this election. Maybe we won't agree on every issue. Hell, maybe we won't agree on any issue. But maybe when the campaign signs come down, we all get a little break from the rhetoric and the TV ads and the fundraising texts, and I'm sorry about those. Maybe when we get a little break from this campaign that we're in, we'll be able to look at each other and see not enemies but neighbors.
How about no? No. The Democrats tried to put their leading political opponent in jail. They called half the country Nazis and fascists. They characterised parents at school board meetings worried about their kids being indoctrinated as domestic terrorists. They put Pete Navarro and Steve Bannon in prison. They accused Trump's children of treason. So you can screw your calls for unity. The majority of Americans voted for a reckoning. Trump risked everything to run again. They came for his family. They came for his allies. They used lawfare to try to bankrupt him, to try to imprison him on sham charges. He was called a threat to democracy. He was called a fascist, a modern-day Hitler, a wannabe dictator, and he withstood it all to win and win big. And as a bonus, he gave us this. When reality hits the left, it hits hard.
Fragile little snowflake. What a blowhard. He's a blowhard and a snowflake. He's a blowflake is what he is. He should change the hats to say, "Make America Wine Again." It's more than half of this country voted for the criminal, still trying to figure out what happened.
It's the day before the election, and I just want to come out here and remind everyone
I've lost all hope in the American people.
That no matter who you voted for, no matter the outcome,
I can't do this anymore.
The election results are not an excuse to be violent.
If you didn't vote, unfollow me and block me.
Even if the results are not what you wanted, stay calm.
What is wrong with you? What has happened to ReidOut? I'm done.
And worry about something different.
I'm literally sick. I'm literally sick to my stomach.
I don't think that our beloved country, America, knows what it's in for with a fascistic society and dictator. I'm not being hyperbolic. I'm not being dramatic.
And got my lipstick on today, so I'm a little bit more together. We're putting a plan together. I cannot live in a country that voted for Trump. I cannot spend another 4 years under that man. And so we have made the decision that we are leaving. We're putting a plan together. Our plan is to go back to Australia.